Okay, let's have a look at this essay. Just a quick disclaimer at the start, just in case we have any complaints later when this is shared on Apparat or anywhere else. So, that being said, let's get down to business. So, these days, more and more people are going to other countries for significant periods of time, either to find a job or to study. Many benefits or some difficulties. Okay, discuss the advantages and disadvantages of living and working in a foreign country. So, put the changes on, make sure. Okay. Today, a growing number of people tend to migrate abroad with the purpose of finding a job or carrying on their studies for a specific time. This, don't need that comma, although has some benefits, like getting more opportunities for occupation, or like getting more opportunities for what? Finding a job. You mean that? Okay. And having a chance to study in the best universities can face them drawbacks. Well, first, that's a long sentence, so I would be tempted to end that there and make a new sentence to avoid it being a run-on sentence. So this, although some benefits like getting more opportunities or finding a job, now a chance to the best universities. However, because we've got a contrast now, there can also be drawbacks, including struggling with a new culture and a new language, or new languages if you want to make it an abstract noun as well. On the plus side, there are two main benefits occurring to people who travel to others. Okay. Right, well, we don't really need this. You don't need these kind of introductory sentences. Just get straight to the point. We want a clear, fully developed position which directly answers the question. Now, that would come under cohesion and coherence. Cohesion is used in such a way that it attracts no attention. So if you have every paragraph saying firstly, secondly, that's definitely attracting attention. You don't need to be doing sign posting every paragraph. So we don't really need that to begin with, and you don't need to use that either. You could simply start with going to a gigantic country with a wide variety of occupation. Now, what's this gigantic? Are you sure? What exactly is a gigantic? What? Huge, enormous country. What does that mean? It's not talking about the size. It's other countries. It's going abroad. Nothing to do with the size. Going to another country. Different country with a wide variety of occupation chances. Provides people with a great potentiality. What's potentiality? Provides people with a great potentiality of finding a better job. Well, if you've got a wide variety of occupation and chances, then of course you've got more potentially finding a better job. That's kind of goes without saying. We don't really need that because you've just said it's got a wide variety of occupation and chances, which may not only be well paid, ID, but also more favourable than working in their hometowns. Well, you haven't really. Okay, so right. First, what chances? What are you talking about? Okay. Now, you don't be too vague. So, why do we have advantages and disadvantages of living and working in a foreign country? Yeah. So, this is the context. Study or job. You can talk about those. Indeed, you should. But the main thing, what we want For paragraph 2, what's the advantages of living and working in a foreign country? Exactly. So there's two main benefits. Okay, to travel to other countries, go to a different country, occupation chances, provides people with potentiality to find a better job. But you've just said that, and what are you talking about? What chances? What job? What country? This is too general. This is too vague. Which may not only be well paid, but more favourable. How? Simple assertion is not an argument. You're supposed to be making an argument. It's a discursive essay. You have your main idea, you explain and give a specific example. So some occupation, so going to some country with a wide variety of occupation chances, but aren't there occupation chances in your own country? Why is it necessarily more occupation chances in a different country? You haven't said. So going to some country, somewhere, there's some chances for occupations, great potentiality of finding a better job. How exactly? You need to explain this. Again, simple assertion is not an argument. Not only well paid, but also more favourable than working in their hometowns. Well, it's nothing to do with hometowns, it's different country. Such good job, what? Such a good job, or having such a good job, in turn, helps them to make a living according to their priorities. What's that got to do with the advantages of moving abroad? Nothing. You could have a good job in your home country. Moreover, most host countries have diverse, well-known universities, such as opened to applicants. So emigrants will have a broad range of manifold majors. What exactly is a manifold major? A broad range of majors, such as this is considered a strong possibility for people and their children to follow their dream, which is what, and achieve their goals, which are what. So this paragraph, essentially, it's told me and the examiner absolutely nothing. All that you said, I mean, right. So what are the benefits exactly? And you said, well, there's more chances for a job, but why don't you have job chances in your own country? You'd have to explain that. What do you mean? More favourable than working in their home countries. Again, what are you talking about? Such a good job? And who says it's a good job? Again, I've no idea what you are talking about. This is so general as to be virtually nonsensical. Okay. However, the downside of living in foreign countries cannot be ignored. The most axiomatic argument, or the best argument, or the worst argument, is learning a new language, which might make serious problems. Really? So if you can't speak a language, you might have some problems. Well, yeah, true. Take coping with an unexpected situation. How is this an example? How is this an example? An example of what? It's no example. If people are not wise enough, what? You mean if people don't speak the language, they might not understand what is going on? Well, why not say that? If people are not wise enough about convenient words and phrases in different circumstances, what does that mean? They may be confused, nervous, or even they may lose a big deal because of just a misunderstanding. But what? So now what? You're talking about a deal in business? What situation? What? Obviously, if you can't speak the language of the country that you have moved to, you're going to have lots of problems. And it's not might. If you can't even speak to the guy on the bus to a woman in the supermarket, then obviously you're going to have serious trouble because of just one misunderstanding. In addition, different cultures in general, because it's an abstract noun, are one of a difficulty to which people are prone, and it could seriously cause some problems. Some good illustrations. What illustrations? How is that an example of what? Are the way of greeting or figuring out of body language? That's not an example. An example of what? Again, I have no idea what you're talking about. To conclude, a flocking abroad to find a job, both rewarding pragmatic job and education opportunities, educational opportunities, difficulties due to new language and culture. Okay, well, this is very, very general, very, very vague. You don't really tell me anything. Let's just check a word count. What's it? 335. I thought so. Far too long, in fact. So, you've done 335 words. We don't even need that. Round about 290 to 300 would be fine. If you look at this, paragraph 2, you basically said the same thing on several occasions in a very roundabout way with no proper definition or explanation of your key terms. On the plus side, there are two main benefits of going to people travel to countries. Going to a gigantic country with a wide variety of occupational chances, such as what? You're talking about being a toilet cleaner? You're talking about what? Law, medicine, what? Provides people with a great potentiality. Well, that depends. If you're not well educated and you move to Western Europe, you're not going to get any kind of a job. So again, what are you talking about? Such a good job, such as what? What do you consider to be a good job? A living according to their priorities. And what does that mean? Most of those countries have diverse universities, such as where, how, what. So, doesn't tell me anything. Downside, so all we had to do here is say, not understanding the new language of the country will cause some problems. Miscommunication, not being able to get by in everyday situations. For example, if you want to give a personal one, for example, when I moved to Turkey, I had a lot of trouble. I had to take a dictionary, blah, blah, blah. That would be a personal example for me. But for example, people are not wise enough about convenient words and phrases for different circumstances, such as, they may be confused on those. So, this is so general, it doesn't tell me anything. Now, let's have a look. All parts of the prompt fully explored? Well, no. Does it directly answer the question? No. Ideas are relevant, fully extended, well supported? Well, they're just not. Relevant, well extended and supportive. Let's see, we're coming down here. Overgeneralize, well, I would say yes, yeah, okay. Lack of precision, let's go down, right, okay. The conclusions drawn may be unjustified, repetitive, because simple assertion is not an essay. It's not an argument. Some supporting arguments and evidence may be less relevant or inadequate. Well, you don't have any arguments. You don't have any evidence. Some people in some countries might have some opportunities for something, somewhere, somehow. So is that inadequate evidence? I believe we can safely say so. Development not clear, remittance sufficiently developed. So I'm kind of hesitating between 6 and 5. I'll be generous and I'll go with 6 for task response. The examiner may not be so generous. As I've said, it's too vague. There's no evidence, there's no arguments, there's no specifics. So, cohesion coherence. Does the cohesion attract no attention? Well, no, because it's signposted. The paragraphing's okay. Is there the clear progression throughout the response? Well, not really. Is there a logical organization of ideas? Not really. Clear central topic, which is developed. Well, it's not, is it? Because simple assertion, as I said, is not an argument. Cohesion within or between sentences due to misuse, overuse, emission, clear overall progression. I'd be tempted to give that 6. It's not too bad, but again, the cohesion devices, we can see them, you don't really need them. Okay, so I would go for 6 and 6 so far. Vocab. Well, do we have a full range of vocabulary? I don't know. Let's have a look. So now we have some word choice that's not so good. So despite okay, so occasional inaccuracies in word choice and collocation, I think that's pretty fair. Wide range, accurately, not really. There's some occasional inaccuracies, inappropriacies, less common. Idiomatic items, let's have a look. Do we have some? Let's have a look. Flocking abroad. So, I would probably be generous and give the vocab. Some might give it 6. I would. I'll give it 7. It's not too. 6 or 7. I'm kind of torn. I'll give it a 7. So 6, 6, and 7. Now the grammar. Well, wide range of structures. Let's have a look. So we've got missing articles, word order, article, punctuation, run-on sentence, syntax, spelling, missing verb, verb form, B, your preposition, verb form, B, modal verb, word order. So, what can we say for the grammar? Majority of sentences are error-free. No. Error-free sentences are frequent. Not as such. I would probably give it 6. I'd probably give it 6, 6, 7, 6. So 6.25, and they usually round it down for writing. So you probably just get 6 for that one. So what can I say? The main thing I want to say, it's too long and it's too vague. Spell things out. Tell the reader what your definitions of the key terms are. What are you talking about? What countries? What chances? What a potential? What kind of a job? What does this mean? What's a good job? Tell me. Details, specifics. This is far too vague, right? So, I mean, look. So again, all right, task, response. This is what the examiners mark first, right? A clear position directly answers the question. Ideas, relevant, fully extended, well supported. Simply asserting something is something with no evidence or support is going to pull your task response down, as you can see there. Okay, so be specific. Tell me what opportunities, what jobs, what do you mean exactly, and have a clear, specific example. It can be a personal one, For example, when I studied in Turkey, for example, a recent survey by the University of Tehran showed that blah, blah, blah. Make something up if you can't use a real example. That's perfectly fine. But we need specifics, focus. Okay, so I hope that is of some assistance. Any questions, you can send them to me or Payman in the channel. Okay.